What's up guys, thank you for tuning into Ice TV. My name is Philip Price, and recently I posted a video on the fastest way to level and get gear. If you haven't seen that video, I'll leave a link to it in the description below. The problem with that method is that it is completely dependent on grouping together with another person, and a lot of the times that doesn't work out, well, let's just say the way you want it to. One of my viewers found an even faster way of farming the Severed Hearts, and the best part is, it's better done solo. By the way, if you guys find this video or any of my videos helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. Doing so helps the channel to grow. The essence of this method is that we completely skip Chapter 3 because that's the biggest time sink. Now I know what you're thinking, if we skip Chapter 3 and we're doing this solo, meaning we're also skipping the Oni chest, doesn't that mean we don't get those 2 pieces of gear? And you're absolutely right. But here's the thing. With this method, it only takes about 3 minutes to get 2 pieces of gear. So, 2 gear pieces per 3 minutes means that you can run this farm 20 times an hour, giving you 40 pieces of gear per hour. Now, for complete transparency, I've only figured out the best way to do this with the Assassin and the Hunter, and I'll go over the gear setup for those classes towards the end of this video. And while this is the best speedrun farm that I've found, I actually prefer to run this more as a chill farm than anything else. After a few runs, you fall into a pattern and it takes little to no brain effort once you get the muscle memory thing going. I've actually started working my way through my anime backlog while doing this farm, and if any of you have a similar experience, please let me know in the comments below. To start off, make sure you run this with matchmaking off because, again, this is a solo farm. As you're already aware, Chapters 1 and 2 in the Severed Hearts mission only require that you kill 2 sets of tethered Mongols, so 4 Mongols in total, in each chapter in order to open the Torii Gate. If you're running Assassin, what you're going to want to do is run up on the first 2 guys in Chapter 1 and assassinate them, then run around the left side of the camp and make your way to the cart tracks, assassinating anyone that you can't sneak past. Once you investigate the tracks, assassinate the second set of tethered Mongols to open the Torii Gate. Now, here's where it gets a little weird. If you're on gold, you have 2 continues. That's actually a problem because remember, we're not planning on completing Chapter 3. At this point, you want to get yourself killed. The good news is that when you die after opening the Torii Gate, you spawn right at the open gate. Go through the Torii Gate, assassinate the 2 Mongols at the rear of the patrol in Chapter 2, run to the right and book it around to the back of the camp to assassinate the 2 tethered Mongols there. Run up and investigate the back of the cart, and again, get yourself killed. Once you die and spawn at the open gate, run through, then immediately run up to the outpost in Chapter 3 and get yourself killed again, failing the mission. This will bring you back to the summary screen where you will see the loot you got for completing Chapter 1 and 2. Here's the kicker. You can immediately hold square to replay the mission, eliminating the time you waste going back to the lobby and queuing up again. I highly recommend just setting yourself a time frame on how long you're going to run this farm instead of choosing to farm until you get a specific piece of gear, and here's why. When you're on the summary screen, you can immediately replay before you see what gear is dropped. Doing this will save you 10 seconds per run because it takes about 10 seconds to see what those 2 pieces of gear are. Now that may not seem like a lot of time, but over the course of an hour, those 10 runs add up to about 3 minutes, which is all you need to squeeze another run in. Another factor in this method is the fact that when you use the replay option, the variants do not change. I repeat, the variants do not change. This is important because you know how sometimes the first 2 Mongols in Chapter 1 can sometimes spawn as Oni brutes? Well, if you replay and they were regular Mongols last time, they won't change. That also means that if Chapter 2 had Oni dogs, fire spirits, or the disciples of Io, whatever they were, that won't change either. What I recommend is to keep returning to the lobby until you get the following variants. Chapter 1, You want Tengu because the first two Mongols will be regular guys, and the Tengu kill you much faster than any other variant. In Chapter 2, you want Oni dogs. They're incredibly easy to avoid when running around to the back of the map, and they kill you very quickly when you're ready to drop. If you're doing this with a hunter, it's very similar, but with just a few small changes. Instead of assassinating the 2 Mongols at the start of Chapter 1, just kill them with your bow right as you spawn. This will give you plenty of time to kill them as they run towards you. Just make sure to alternate shooting them because it's really hard to kill the second one with a full health bar in time to avoid him rezzing his buddy. Also, don't get yourself killed in Chapter 1 because dying resets your resolve. Instead, save up that resolve so you can use your ultimate to kill the second set of Mongols in Chapter 2. At that point, you can choose to either die once in Chapter 2 and twice in Chapter 3, or you can just die all 3 times in Chapter 3. You kinda have to play with it to see which one works out best for you. As far as assassin techniques, I run with Toxic Vanish. Perk 1 is Critical Hit, Perk 2 is Experienced Assassin, and Perk 3 is Legendary. Toxic Vanish helps whenever I screw up and need to quickly assassinate the second Mongol. Critical Hit allows me to assassinate the normal Mongols that can be in your way in Chapter 1 while you're sneaking around to the back. Experienced Assassin helps speed the run along, and Perk 3 doesn't really matter as much as the others. I run Legendary just to help beef up my damage since I have both Heaven Sting and the Mist of Yagata, which both have stealth attack damage buffs. For Hunter, I'm going to be completely honest. Before today, I never even used Hunter. But running this farm for an hour, I got from rank 1 to rank 10, and the only techniques that I see that I think would help are Explosive Arrow, Perk 1's Executioner, Perk 2's Status Damage, if you choose to use Fire Arrows, and Perk 3's Pinpoint to maybe help when you miss your headshots. I don't know, maybe Legendary would help here as well, but again, I'm not a hunter, so take this with a grain of salt. And that's it. Guys, let me know if this method works out for you. If you made it to the end of this video, drop me some anime and TV show recommendations in the comments so I can watch them while I'm doing this farm. And until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and stay tuned to ICE TV.